Last up, Donald Trump, you are in the court of public opinion. He has filed federal election. He's filed with the FEC, which is the Federal Election Commission, that he wants to prevent Biden from transferring money from Joe Biden to Kamala Harris for her now presidential campaign. Now, there's quite a bit of contention here because our attorneys, one feels like she's able to do it. One of our other legal beagles said it's illegal. Attorney Simone Redwine, let's start with you. What say you as it relates to her being able to transfer those funds?
I say absolutely, because here's why Trump is stupid. Now, we already know he's stupid. He's been stupid for a long time. And he likes to use complaints and the legal system to really delay the inevitable. My favorite part of this is the Supreme Court, Trump's Supreme Court, just came down and basically said regulatory entities have no authority. This is related to the EPA, basically, so that they could just pollute us and kill us with cancer-causing drugs. But that flies over here to the FEC. So since his own Supreme Court has determined that regulatory agencies have no real authority, then make all the complaints you want, baby. They ain't got no real authority. Secondly, the funds were raised for the Biden-Harris campaign. She's Harris. She's Harris, okay? So people were already giving to her. What happens when the president bails out or dies or anything else? No. The vice president becomes president. So it would be one thing if Biden was trying to transfer the money to Gavin Newsom or Gretchen Whitmore or someone else. But because he's simply getting out of the race and it is still a Harris ticket, it's permissible. And he has
All right, this sounds good to me. But Attorney Brian Ross, criminal attorney, you're saying this is not the case and that Attorney Redwine is just blowing smoke up our you-know-what. What say you, Attorney Ross?
Before your listeners bash me, I am not anti-Kamala Harris, okay? Y'all have your comment on my eyes, hating on a brother. Let me be clear. I am not anti-Kamala Harris, okay? Here's your law school 101 because y'all ain't go. The definition of a gift is the intent to give and not receive back. That is the legal definition of a gift. That's why if you marry that little cutie and you give her the wedding ring and it don't work out, you can't get it back. Don't say, well, give me the wedding ring back. Nope, she can keep it because you intended to give it to her in exchange for marital vows. Same thing in here. The money was given to the Biden-Harris campaign. As much as I would like Kamala Harris to have that money, it was not intended for her to run for president. It was intended for her to run as vice president. Had I known that she was going to run for president, I might not have given her that money. Therefore, the Biden-Harris campaign needs to refund the money back to
order in the court. Order in the court.
Then refund it back to her.
Silence his mic. I don't like what he's saying. In the court of public opinion, I don't like it. I just don't like it. We're in this court of public opinion. We want Kamala Harris to get all the money, and we need solutions for her to get the money. Now, Attorney Ross, I'm gonna give you one more chance. I'm gonna hold you in contempt and put you out of my court. Give me a solution to how that woman can keep that money so that she can win this presidency right now.
Who muted my microphone? They didn't like what I had to say. Somebody, the judge muted my microphone.
You got 2 seconds to give me a solution to how this woman can keep this money.
The only solution for her to do that is if the Biden campaign issues letters of redress and says, I am no longer running. It is my desire to transfer these funds to Kamala Harris. If you have an objection to that or whatever language they want to use, we'll refund the money. If you do not, click the yes button. It will be transferred. That's the only way to do it. If you can do it that way, then you'll pass by. Now, before you cut me off, I'll let you go out. The good news for Kamala Harris fans is that the FEC, Federal Election Commission, is very slow. The election is about less than that, really. 4 months or 3.5
days.
By the time they render a decision, in all likelihood, she'll already be the president of the United States of America.
Well, in all likelihood, we've raised $100 million from our Black women and our Black men call in her first 24 hours of announcing her presidency. I know we need the money, but just in case, we're ready. Just in case we're ready. Attorney Redwine, what were you saying?
And I would just say what I think they should do is spend that money. Spend the transferred money first. That way, by the time the complaint or anything, it's like, oh, it's too sad. We ain't got no money. That's what I would do.
So let me
take the 100 million.
Hold on, attorney.
Take the 100 million, set it aside as a value, right? Don't spend it unless you absolutely have to. And then when you win, throw it into a sinking fund and wait for them to come back and complain and give it back to them. See that?
No, Ron, Attorney Rose, be quiet. Just be quiet. I don't even want to hear. I don't want to. Attorney Rose, I might not even
take him out of here.
Bailiff, get the handcuffs for this attorney right here. Okay, but I want to ask this question, a serious question. Okay, attorneys, put your law hats on. Can she keep the money if President Biden decides he wakes up tomorrow and he is sickly, more than sickly, and he's decided that he wants to step down as the president of the United States of America and make Kamala Harris the 47th president of the United States, passing his executive order over to her?
Do it, baby. Do it, baby.
Would she? Because to me, if you really want to be a gangster, in this situation, I would step out of the presidential office, hand it over to her the presidency. It would make her the first African-American president. It'll make her not only the 48th president or the 47th, 45, 46. She would be the 47th president doing a re-election campaign and not a election campaign. And it would just crush all of Donald Trump's campaign now, which is we're not ready for a socialist woman. You know, next is going to be socialist black woman. We would then kill his entire campaign. So let me get back because I could preach on that forever. Would she be able to keep the money at that point?
It sounds like it to me. Attorney Ross, what do you think?
It's unbelievable. The two of you should go get a canoe and roll it up the same canal. The money was given for a purpose. Let's ask the question. Go through the analysis. Why was the money given? I'll take any answer. Who gave the money to who? The money was given to Biden Harris, correct? We all agree to that. If Biden Harris no longer exists, then you defeat the purpose of the intent of the money. If the money was given to the Democratic National Committee, that's a different conversation. It wasn't. So what they should do is get ahead of it and say, hey, Johnny, you gave $100. I'm no longer running for president. Here's your $100 back. But if you don't want to take it back, we're more than willing to transfer it to Kamala Harris, and you click please transfer it, and no one can say anything. Now, I think
I'm done with you. Quiet. Done. I'm just done. I want to hear any more. I don't want to hear anything else from you. Attorney Redwine, what else do you say before we get to these questions?
My final thought is I love nothing better than when men be loud and wrong to use their loud wrong.
No. Am I a remote control? Am I a remote control that you're
Let her talk.
Well, I'm actually, Attorney Ross, I'm not even referring to you, although kind of. I'm actually referring to Trump and Trump's Supreme Court. Because remember, his little Supreme Court is the one that said presidents are immune for whatever they do in office. At this point, we have the most dangerous kind of president possible. We have a president who now has what? He has until January left in office, right? Where he's not running for re-election. So he literally can do anything and be immune. So he can actually write that check in his presidential capacity to her. And he's immune from it. So even if the FEC or whoever says he wasn't supposed to do that, oh, well, he's immune.
Man, let me tell you something. Redwine, you a bad lawyer. That was a creative way to get out of that. You use John Roberts language. I'm going to show you respect on that. I'm going to give you props on that decision.
And I love it. Can we get more lawyers like Simone Redwine? All right, everybody.
Redwine.